You almost didn't make it here tonight because I know that you've got a new job up in Brisbane and you're flying in for the show on a Thursday night, and they tell me that you almost had... Yeah, well, you basically had to bail out of the aeroplane to make sure you got here on time.
I did, and I got some proof. Have a look at this.
Oh, Gilly, you look very scared. You're a little snaggle puss there.
Hey, Grant, just before we go, I just want to get this straight because I'm actually sick of it. People have been really, obviously, keen for us to start back up the show for 2012. But one of the questions that a comment asks, Ronnie's hair, like they're asking what sort of oil does he have in his hair? Now, Ronnie, just to set it straight, you use Valvoline or GTX?
You know what?
And also, the other question, Ronnie, they reckon you have to go to a mechanic to get a haircut.
Dorpy, do you know what? It's round... It's first episode. You always jump out early out of the box and you got nothing at round 22.
Now, Jason Mifsud, he couldn't be here tonight because he's up at the Sydney AFL launch, but he did talk to us earlier and then he did make it clear that he wanted to come on the show, but here's a couple of things that, that Jason did say about Matthew Rendell.
People try and put a percentage of offence against any comments in regards to, you know, racial-based comments. And as an Indigenous person, we don't weight what is more offensive or what is less offensive. And I think that that course of events has been played out now. And, you know, clearly Matty's paid a price that I think everybody, you know, is feeling the pain of. And nobody more than myself. But equally, I've got a cultural obligation and a professional obligation to, one, do the job that I'm employed to do, and equally a cultural obligation to my own community, my own cultural values, and that's something I won't shy away from, never have and never will.
As you know, Jimmy Stein's obviously left a great legacy, and that's what it's all about, I reckon. And I'm just wondering, like, you know, when you come across great people, they have an impact on you, and I'm wondering at a personal level, what impact did he have on you?
Yeah, I was lucky. I guess I'm lucky to be at the Melbourne Football Club and to actually build a relationship with Jimmy. But I was even more lucky to play in the international rules in 2006, and where I sort of bettered my relationship with him and his brother. And you know, I think in saying that, I think Jimmy impacts everyone that's associated with him and not associated with him. So. You know, for me, some advice, whether it was on the footy field, but I think the biggest message and the take-home message you sort of take from someone like Jimmy was always, you know, for the community, you know, the people out there. You know, you're obviously doing your job on the football field, but we all know, as well as everyone, Jimmy's passion was off-field and that was in the community.
Well, let's cross live to our reporter, Michael O'Loughlin in Sydney, where he's at the AFL season launch. Welcome to the show, Michael!
G'day, Grant, how are you? Great to be on board. We're out here at Sydney at Town Hall. We've got the AFL season launch. I've got two superstars here. Swans legends, Adam Goodes and GWS assistant coach, Mark Williams. Good to have you on board, boys.
It's great to be here.
Choco, I suppose first, it's been a long time coming. The boys are excited. How's it feeling down at the club?
Yeah, they've been together for you know, a year now, trying to get ready for this game, and can't wait to get out there.
Goodsy, you've been cruising around the competition, certainly the pre-season competition. The Swans, how are you guys looking, and looking forward to the game, obviously?
Yeah, look, we've definitely got what we had to out of the 4 weeks of the NAB Cup. We've got some really good game time into some important players, and you know, we've got enough out of our game plan that we tried to implicate over pre-season, and you know, we're just really looking forward to the real stuff this Saturday night. But
before we do, Choco, any chance of giving us a few bars of the GWS theme song?
Yeah, that's very good. Now, we, not being arrogant or anything, we haven't actually spent 1 minute trying to learn the words, but hopefully they have a sign up on Saturday night. If we're lucky enough to get over the Swans, we'll be happy to stumble through the song. I don't even know how to start.
We know the cheer the red and the white.
No, that's a Port Adelaide song. No, you have to cheer the black and the white.
No, you only get a couple of minutes here, GWS guys. Guys, it's been an amazing night here. Obviously, the night of nights here for the AFL. First time they've had the season launch in Sydney. So, on behalf of us, good luck. for the boys, for both teams, and we look forward to the game.
Good
Thanks,
on you,
guys.
Mick. We can look forward to catching up with you throughout the year, brother. There we go, folks.
Throughout your career, you played in a couple of final series, but without any success. Didn't get to the ultimate prize at the end of the day. What was your biggest highlight playing for South Melbourne in those days? What was your highest pinnacle?
Well, I certainly think that making the finals in '86 was a highlight. And I think that if we have to remember back that it was still the VFL in those days. And so we finished on top in '86, but we had to come to Melbourne to play all finals. There was no home ground advantage. And I think that looking back, that was a pretty tough ask. You know, certainly nowadays you'd be struggling if you had an interstate team. I mean, the highlight is always going to be your first game. But I think the first final in 1986 was certainly a great effort.
Dave, good to see you again, mate. You're looking well. When the Sydney Swans was established up there, I mean, GWS coming into it, same transition. How do you see GWS coming in their first year? A lot different as Sydney Swans, obviously.
Yeah, look, Western Sydney is a completely different area to Sydney itself, so it's a different demographic out there and a different population, basically. So they're going to find it tough for a few years. And look, they've got a very young team. You know, I think they'll struggle to actually win a game this year. But, you know, down the track, they're going to be a good team. They've got some great youngsters there, but it's not going to bring early success, but the foundation's there for the future.
Now, we all know that Nathan's taken over from Mighty Mick there at Collingwood, and what have you noticed specifically about the two different coaching styles, or is there a different coaching style?
Oh, not a whole lot has changed. He's probably kept it pretty simple and pretty basic over the last couple of years. So we've had a pretty good game plan that's, you know, got the boys to 2 grand finals in the last 2 years. One we've won and one we've lost. So I don't think a whole lot's going to change, but there's a few little things that Nathan's brought to the group and a few little changes in our game plan. So it'll be interesting to see how we go this year.
Andy, just want to talk about your surgery, mate. How's it all going? And you elected not to go with the Lars as well. Just talk us through that.
Yeah, Chris, I spoke about that with my management and the Julian fella, the surgeon who went through with it, and we thought that the succession rate with the Lars probably wasn't the best option for me. So I'm out of contract this year, so we sort of took a bit of a risk and went the full knee reconstruction, so we really didn't want a quick fix.
Yeah, and how's it coming along? Coming along all right?
Yeah, not too bad. I'm just starting. I started rehab about 2 weeks ago. I'm slowly doing some leg stuff now, and my hammies are a little bit sore from the other day, so, which I got into. But no, it's going along well. I'm riding a bike, and my range and everything is going well. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to the rest of it.
Because we're going to go out into the audience with Shelley and Layla for some 2012 predictions.
Well, Shelley, my prediction for Premiers this year is Geelong Cats. I think they'll win it again. And my Brownlow is Alan Christensen. Okay. And my Wooden Spooner is the Giants, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, I'm going to stick with my Blues for the Premiers.
Of course.
And I'm going to go with Mark Murphy for the Brownlow and GWS. Sorry, boys, but I think you're going to get the Wooden Spoon. Now, boys, it's your turn for your predictions.
Quickly, Thorpe.
What's that?
Predictions.
What? For this week?
Yeah, grand final.
Grand final this year.
GWS, I'll take it.
Today.
GWS for the grand final, Geelong Wooden Spoon, and Izzy Fryer for the Brownlow.
He's kidding himself.
Ronnie, quickly.
GWS Premiership and St Kilda Wooden Spoon and...
and he can make some common sense.
You're fair, come on.
The Pies grand final, GWS and Scott Pendlebury.
Gilly, quickly.
Hawthorn to win the grand final. Wooden Spoon, it's got to be GWS, sorry. But Brownlow medal, bloody.
Okay, Geelong for mine to win the flag and GWS to win the Wooden Spoon. Well, that's just about it for another show tonight, folks.
Already?
It's been a huge one. Next week we're on Wednesday night. Don't forget, Michael Long drops in. Daniel Wells plus Tex Perkins will be in.